In the Factor follow-up segment tonight, more Hillary Clinton drama as the negative headlines just keep piling up. Fox News has obtained emails that raise new conflict of interest concerns about Hillary's top aide, Huma Abedin, as well as emails that show Bill Clinton tried to get Hillary's State Department to approve his lucrative speeches in the repressive countries of Congo and North Korea. Meantime, the AP is reporting Hillary's trying to keep Joe Biden from running for president. Out on the campaign trail, Hillary Clinton faced the media, and while she didn't blow off FNC's Ed Henry completely this time, she didn't exactly embrace him.
Were you aware that your husband wanted to give paid speeches to repressive regimes like North Korea? Do you have any comment on these new emails that have raised questions about conflict of interest involving your aide, Huma Abedin? And finally, I wonder if you said there's nothing unique about this situation. You've said that before. Can you name one other cabinet secretary by their own server?
Well, let me answer one of your questions because I think that's what you are entitled to.
With us now from Minneapolis, the aforementioned Ed Henry, who covers the Clinton campaign for Fox News. Ed, wow, you only got one. Yes, two. You're only getting an answer to one.
You hear that? Only one. That's all I'm entitled to. Interesting. I think it does show that Hillary Clinton is a bit still on defense about this email issue, about these new questions about the Clinton Foundation. But I think also, in fairness to her, it shows she's trying to show her supporters, specifically, this is the DNC summer meeting, sort of the party faithful, the hardcore Democrats on the left. She's trying to show them she's more combative and that she's going to push back against the media. She's going to finally tell her story. It's been a long time coming because these questions keep piling up.
You know, I noticed a different delivery today. I watched that speech and the subsequent questions. A little different. In the past, she had been, I don't know, maybe a little cocky, a little arrogant. Then she went to a joking demeanor. Remember when she was joking about Snapchat, all
You're
those
right.
snaps, thankfully they disappear on their own. And now she's a little bit more serious. Is this a new Hillary Clinton going forward?
Right. And remember, after the Snapchat joke last week in Las Vegas, she tried to joke with me when I pressed her about whether she wiped the server. And she said, I don't know how to do that. What do you mean, wipe it with a cloth? And made that motion. And that backfired not just with her Republican critics, but you see this whole story in the New York Times saying that Democrats are really frustrated with her more than anything, saying that the joking has just prolonged the agony over this issue and that the Democrats, not the Republicans, want to see her get this behind her. And so to your point, yes, I saw a different demeanor where earlier in this news conference today, she was saying, I'm not frustrated. I'm going to answer these questions because I want to deal with this. But then that might have been wiped out a little bit. Maybe wiped out is the wrong phrase when we're talking about servers. But wiped out a little bit when she said to me, you're only entitled to one question. 1 minute she's not frustrated. The next, she seemed to be.
Yeah, and Bill Clinton, we find out today that I think we obtained an email from Huma Abedin asking the State Department to approve a Bill Clinton speech that would collect $650,000 for, basically an hour speech plus first-class airfare and travel. These are new developments.
Yes, it's two speeches, really. One that you mentioned, that $650,000, Democratic Republic of Congo, another with ties to North Korea. These are two repressive regimes. We should point out the State Department in the end said no go on these, but it suggests that Bill Clinton was willing to do these, that it made it to the State Department chain of command. And one of the emails says, look, the money's not going to go in his pocket. It's going to go to the Clinton Foundation. So also it raises questions about, what was going on in terms of all these paid speeches coming in under the umbrella of, it's for charity, but also the commingling of State Department aides dealing with the Clinton Foundation and the speeches. What Hillary Clinton argued to me when I asked her, though, in fairness, she was saying, well, the State Department was involved because there was a process set up where they would see whether there was a conflict with any of her work as Secretary of State. I think the very bottom line is it just shows with the Huma Abedin conflict of interest questions, the interweb, the ties, the overlapping roles, the Clinton Foundation, the charity, the presidential campaign that was upcoming, the Teneo, the private consulting company that Huma Abedin was also working for. And on top of that, the State Department, an official government business that Huma Abedin was doing while being paid by us, by the taxpayers, and while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State.
Well, I think what we need to highlight here, I read that email. I saw that where it shows Huma Abedin, don't forget, Hillary Clinton's aide, while at the State Department, asking for the State Department to agree agree to accept money from Congo and North Korea to, as you point out, repressive regimes that go into the Clinton Foundation. The question is how much more money that didn't have to go through, get approved by the State Department, came in from other repressive governments that went directly into the Clinton Foundation. How much of that foundation is from repressive regimes, and what are they asking for?
When we don't know, and you're right to point that out. The reason why we're getting a snapshot here of some emails is that a conservative, we should point out, conservative activist David Bossie has filed a series of lawsuits, has won some of them, has gotten some documents turned over. That's why we're seeing some of these emails from the inside. We simply don't know what else was on that server that might tell us more about the Clinton Foundation, about all kinds of other subjects like Benghazi as well.
Eddie, I got to go. Next on the rundown, there's no love lost on the campaign trail between Jeb Bush and Donald Trump. A top political reporter will be here with the inside story up next.